Last Saturday night in Oakland was a forgettable night for Detroit City FC. An XG of .24 for Detroit City as they lost to a team with an XG of .09 in the Oakland Roots. It had Detroit City asking a lot of questions about themselves. However, tonight, they welcome in a team they beat a couple weeks ago in Hartford in Jägermeister Cup play. Will this be the cure-all to all their ills? Find out next as we take a look at this one on Soccer Night in Detroit.
Don't leave him alone. Don't let him shoot like that. Can Nate Steinwasser deliver? Of course!
It's the third match of the season between the two clubs as Detroit City FC returns home to Keyworth to host the Hartford Athletic. All right, back here in Cafe 1923, a couple days before the match, obviously, but Detroit City getting set to take on Hartford Athletic this afternoon or this evening at Detroit at Keyworth Stadium.
Yes.
We're back home.
We're back home.
Finally, we're back home. Oh my goodness! But after what seemed like a couple months being on the road, being a couple games here and there, we're back on the road again. And to tell you this much here before we go into that preview, vibes haven't been good.
No.
I mean, they haven't really been good right now. And
No.
I'm liking this here as we record on a Wednesday.
A beautiful Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's very nice, by the way.
It's gotten better. Better. It's getting
Yeah.
better. We're expecting rain anyway on Saturday night. Yes, or tonight at Keyworth Stadium. So who knows what the pitch is going to be? Yeah, who knows what the pitch is going to be looking like? But Saturday night in Oakland, there wasn't any rain. Temperature's about what it is right now, probably like mid 60s or whatever it was, and we go in there and this is a game you expect to win.
Yeah, right. We all thought.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be one of the, and this is my words, not anybody else, the most dullest 2-0 loss I have ever seen.
Uninspired is what I went.
Uninspired on both teams. They were trying, I was kind of surprised because honestly, were you supposed to be dominating Oakland, who, when the night began, was dead last in the West, but not out of it in the playoffs.
No, by all means, not out of it. That 3 points on Saturday propelled them to now 1 point outside the top 8 in the Western Conference.
The playoff cutoff line.
Yeah, the playoff cutoff line.
Yeah, right.
And it's just the fact that it's bringing out, and I'm going to say this: you're either on one side or the other.
Right.
At this point, because you're either in the group that says everything is awesome, like in Legoland, everything is awesome,
great movie,
or you're on the other side saying we need DKO out, we need to change the scheme, we need to do this, we need to bring Trevor back, whatever.
I heard that a lot of talk. I know the natives are restless. I'm sorry to say it. The natives are restless.
Hate to say it. This is what you get in soccer. You see it all over the world.
Yes.
I mean, every week. I saw it with my club, Manchester City, when they were going through the struggles.
Yes.
I mean, I was more level-headed because, grant you lose the best player in the world in Rodri.
Yes.
Erling Haaland, injury problems of his own. The fact that the back line couldn't get things together. I'm not saying I'm comparing this to Manchester City by any means.
Yes.
Okay. You lose Ben Norris.
Yes.
You're kind of losing Stephen Carroll right now because of his issues with his knee. He's going in for scope.
I know, and the history without Stephen Carroll, we're a totally different team.
I mean, yeah, it is, and it seems that way, and it seems like that back line. But if you remember the history of Stephen Carroll as well, we also had Matt Lewis.
Yes.
And Matt Lewis kind of anchored things down, and then you're without Devin Amamensa.
Yeah.
You had Stephen Carroll and Matt Lewis anchoring things down like that. Matt Lewis isn't coming back anytime soon.
No.
He's not coming back anytime soon. and he was probably like the most, shall we say, stable performer out on the pitch. I mean, from what led some, got some stability. By far, Steven's the captain.
Yes.
He's the captain. He's the quarterback of this club. But I mean, not having him out there, it seems like now you got four guys not knowing what to do. Michael Bryant twice on Saturday night made some huge defensive mistakes, which resulted in goals. The one being
including the own goal that made it 2-0.
Absolutely.
You saw his reaction, like, oh.
Yeah, well, actually, you saw Sheldon's reaction too. After the thing too.
Matt Shelton, who was like, dude. Oh.
Yeah, he was frustrated. Yes, the players are frustrated. I get it, that and what I'm going back to what Danny Dicchio was saying on the club released the video on that and stuff. It was like back to the it's like back to the drawing board. Lots of mistakes that happened on Saturday night, and the thing is just to rectify them. It's not like the what he said in Pittsburgh after that loss. It's not like what he said then. Yeah. But the thing now is trying to create the fortress again. Yes. He went back to that line, which he said at his initial press conference, creating a fortress at Keyworth Stadium. And they have an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, because the second half of the season, we're at home a lot, except for a few road games in between.
Absolutely.
And all that. So
the next three were at home.
Hartford, 2 league games.
Yep, Hartford and Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Westchester.
In the last JE Cup matchup, where you have to have a win, and hopefully Hartford fell down against Rhode Island at the top of the table matchup.
Yeah.
And remember, the playoff team for the wild card is the best second place team go on to the wild card. And right now, if you've seen the standings and if you do the math, we're not in it.
Right now, we're not thinking about Yankee Cup whatsoever.
No.
Right now, we are not.
No.
We are not doing that whatsoever.
No.
So, I mean, the thing is now, it's focusing in on the league and all that stuff.
Yes.
Focusing on the fact that you have all these home games coming up.
You're right. And
Hartford, Pittsburgh, Indy 11.
Yes.
This is 3 out of the next 4 weeks.
Yes.
Then you here's your road games. Rhode Island FC.
At Center Bank Stadium.
We don't know what Rhode Island FC team's going to come up with.
Who's going to show up? Yeah. Who knows? Maxie's going to score a goal against up at home.
I'm looking at that Friday, August 15th game coming up.
North Carolina FC?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just lost to Charleston Battery in a sloppy game.
Oh.
I mean, you look at the pitch at Patriots Point on Sunday. Man.
I saw the game.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
It was treacherous. I was surprised anybody scored a goal. And that was after Charleston came with a 0-0 draw the other Wednesday night against
that game.
Against Birmingham.
Yeah, right.
But North Carolina, they've been solid.
Yes.
You got the Rowdies coming in here on the 23rd.
And that's a fallen franchise.
Yeah. They just hired a new coach yesterday.
Oh, who's the new coach in Tampa Bay?
I've got to look him up real quick, but he's actually came from what do you call it? As I'm pulling out my phone, as a matter of fact. He came from Union Omaha.
Union Omaha, one of the top teams in League One.
Yep, and friend of the show, Pato Botella Faz's team. But let me take a look at that here as I'm trying to get the Wi-Fi going on.
Their new coach, by the way, is Dominic Casito.
Yep, and he's led. He's led Union Omaha to becoming one of the best USL League One teams in the last couple years. So he comes into what do you call it? Tampa Bay.
Dire straits. Because, like I said, this is
not really. It's not really dire straits for that club because the assistant there at Tampa Bay has guided the ship a little bit.
Yes.
I mean, he's guided the ship a little bit as of late. They're at 11 points right now. Let's see, 6 points outside the playoff line.
So that's 2 games right there.
Let's hope it doesn't. Well, as you've probably seen in the standings,
and they're starting
it's tightening up.
It's
literally.
starting to tighten up here.
The walls are closing in on us.
Absolutely.
We're tied with Pittsburgh, who we'll face on in about a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We're North Carolina. We're 3
Actually,
points
we're
out.
in 6th place right now.
Yeah.
Thanks to
and
that
as you probably know, looking at the schedule,
Indy 11 3 points behind. Miami FC 3 points behind.
And we beat them at home.
You got Rhode Island and Birmingham. Rhode Island's at 4 points behind right now.
And the walls are closing.
The walls are definitely closing.
You're right.
At this point. And you don't
And you hope you're not pressing the panic button.
Yeah. And is
it?
This is here's the scenario here. Me, I'm not doing one of those jives, shuck and jive saying, "Oh, fire Danny Deacon." Okay. I think Danny Deacon's going to get this thing. He got it settled out last year. I'm going by past experience.
Past experience, okay.
Okay, we were struggling in the summer last year. Look how it turned out to be. We ended up with a top 3 finish in the conference.
And last summer was not that extreme. You know what I mean? Unlike this year.
No, the difference is, yes. We're missing Maxi Rodriguez.
Yes.
We haven't found a great replacement for Maxi Rodriguez.
You're right.
I mean,
we thought
Lejoup's starting to come back into form.
We thought we had Darren Smith, who started out a hell of a fire with 7 goals, 10 in all competition, but he hasn't scored in the last 2 months.
That's a huge problem right there.
Yes.
And not to mention the fact with Morris being gone.
Yes.
That would have been somebody to feed the ball to him. In fact, there was the one play against, let's see, the goal against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful play. Yamazaki to Morris to Smith.
Great header, by the way.
And it was a great delivery. You don't have that facilitation anymore. We look in the midfield. It's like we bring the ball midfield, and it's like, how do we get past midfield? Defenders are reading what we're doing, and it's just it ends up turning out to be shambles at that point.
And I'm looking at the goal; he's falling further behind. Philip Goodham, he had a goal against Louisville City last week. M.D. Myers, 8 goals. He hasn't scored in a while. Francis Biganoco of Miami. I can't believe
Bonfiglio. Bonfiglio's been doing fantastic this year.
And incidentally, we picked him to finish near the bottom out of the playoff. What the hell?
I mean,
he's a good player, by the way. Yeah. I'm not gonna take anything away with that. But hey, he kept Miami in it. William Cabero Jr. He had a goal a couple of weeks ago, but a couple of the great players haven't scored in a while. Cal Jennings, he haven't scored in a while. Still take 11. Alba. From Loudoun United.
Abdul Latif Abakura.
Yes, 11 goals.
As I call him, Abdi Abakura.
11 goals. He hasn't scored in a while. So they're not taking...
remember, he scored 2 against us.
Oh, 2 against us. Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
A couple weeks ago in Loudoun. So it's just the fact that,
it's consistency. That's all.
Let's look at this before we go and preview Hartford here. Okay. So the next few opponents here. We usually don't break this down, but we're midway through the season, so we'll just throw that out the window. Okay, Hartford here, Pittsburgh here. This is league games, not Jägermeister Cups.
In the 11.
No, Rhode Island over at Center Bay. In the 11 here, North Carolina on the road, Tampa Bay here, San Antonio here, one of the top teams in the West.
All right.
Orange County here.
Yes.
New Mexico United at the Lab.
On the road, ooh.
Lexington here. Lou City here.
Yeah.
North Carolina here. Loudoun here. And then we finish on the road with Charleston Battery and Tampa Bay.
And remember what I said before Tampa Bay, who has been, kind of falling off. We need such good points to be clear to be your home field or playoff advantage. You know what I mean? But now it's 3, considering Tampa Bay is going for Belgium. Yeah, you have to win, but you don't want your playoff life or home field life decided on the last few games on the road.
No, you don't want that. We've had that scenario back in 2023.
Yes.
I mean, grant you, our final game was at home against Pittsburgh. We had to rely on Sacramento, and shout out
Miami.
Russell Cicerone.
Yes.
Shout out to Russell Cicerone for getting things done there. Yeah. But let's go forward and talk about the upcoming matchup here against Hartford Athletic. the last time that these two teams met was the Jägermeister Cup,
Yes.
in which, let's see, your goal scorer, Sebastian Anderson, Michi Nagalnya. Anderson gets his in the third minute of play. Nagalnya, after a Matt Sheldon goal in the sixth, or he got his in the 29th minute. They were up 2-1.
You're right.
At that point, and then of course that went into penalty kicks this year,
which was good and bad.
Which
at the
was
same
good.
time.
Which was good for us because we ended up winning the shootout by 2-3.
Yeah.
Now the stats of that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Possession was on our side. We shot that game.
Yeah.
We were shooting ad nauseum. 18 shots to 8.
One of the better games we played. Yeah.
6 or 4 of them on target. 6 big chances in that one. We actually were doing well, quite well offensively that evening.
Yeah.
And despite going down twice. It's a single goal deficit. So, but we showed the urgency, we showed the fire there.
Yeah,
last week we didn't do that as much.
No, and I have to mention both teams last week, Oakland and Detroit City, only combined for 6 shots.
Yeah,
I said 6 shots because Oakland was trying to do something. Detroit City was trying to seize the moment, but they were not doing anything.
Absolutely.
They were just walking around when they get in the goal and said, "Hey, where's the player? Go back." You couldn't go try for a goal, hoping to get a penalty, maybe a penalty kick or something like that.
Both Oakland goals came off of set pieces. One off the corner,
free kick,
in which
Michael Bryant accidentally put it in.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't Bryant that put it in. That was actually Pulisic that put that one in.
Yeah,
that was the second goal. The first goal, the Armanakis banger from outside the box.
Yeah,
that was a set piece as well.
Yeah, you're right.
So, and of course, and what happened was how Michael Bryant was involved.
Yeah,
playing out of position. Not covering your guy, and next thing you know, the guy comes open. You get a shot or a header, which resulted into an own goal in the case of Pulisic's own goal.
I know.
So it's just plain, mistakes playing out of position on set pieces.
Oh, brother.
It was a killer last year, if you remember, during the summer too, where we had those issues as well.
Yeah, I know.
So, it's something to think about there. Yeah. But needless to say, going back to Hartford. Again,
let's go back to Hartford.
Yeah, going back to Hartford. I mean, we had a great effort in that first match against in that second match against Hartford at Trinity Health Stadium.
Yeah.
Now, let's go back a little further.
From their first league game.
Yeah, the first league game between the two squads. 0-0 draw.
It was scoreless draw.
And they had more possession.
Yeah.
But it was the same thing for Detroit City at that point there. We just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. 6 shots on target, 15 total shots. One big chance. We had more big chances, mind you, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But, it was more like they had 1 shot on target compared to our 6.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like for the lack of trying, for the most part, but it ended up being a 0-0 draw at that time. Now they're coming to Keyworth. What does Detroit City need to do in order to take 3 points? Which they desperately need at this point.
You're going to have to treat Hartford where they are, last place. You're going to have to change up something, control the midfield, hoping to get to the last third, you know what I mean? And like I said, you're going to have to kick the goal. You're going to have to kick it. Get somebody, Darren or...
You think that Otis, or not Otis, not that's Otis Juve.
Yeah.
Now that Lay's coming back into the fold a little bit, you think that he could be the guy that could end up being like the facilitator that they need? I mean, he doesn't need to be shooting goals from outside the box and then kicking it over to the railroad tracks or to the food court.
I know.
He needs to be the guy that can get the ball to steal Cedeno, and he needs to step up as well. He's got to fill in the role that Ben was there. Ben was there for. Kick the ball to Cedeno. That way you can get it to Darren Smith. That's the problem right now with Darren Smith. He's not getting the touches.
He's not getting the touches.
Yeah, he's not getting the touches. In fact, I'll look, for example, last week's game again.
Yeah.
I want to, just want to, just want to see the touches as far as that goes. Let's see, go to the lineup here. So looking up Darren Smith, 11 touches.
Yeah,
11 touches.
11 touches.
He's not going to score if he's not getting the ball.
You're right.
I mean, you got to if you want your top goal scorer to be, more effective, you got to get him the ball.
Yeah.
And the problem is we weren't getting the ball to him last, Saturday night.
You're right.
I mean, I think the how they did that, they got people the ball. They spread it out where, Hartford was scrambling to find, position to cover players and stuff like that. That's when you leave, players like a Matt Sheldon open or a Michael Bryan open or something like that to make that, to exploit that opportunity and put it in the back of the net. And fortunately, like I said, for Detroit City, it worked out for them in Hartford a couple weeks back.
And don't forget, Matt Shelton also had a goal opportunity in the Oakland game last week in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
But wasn't counted as a shot at goal. So.
Yeah. Villanueva got the only shot on goal, by the way, and that was a shot right straight to the keeper, and it was outside the box, right around the 89th minute. I believe it was.
You're right. Yeah.
So that was a big difference there. But the thing is, I think we gotta facilitate more, get the ball to the proper people. 11 touches for Darren Smith. That's not good. You need to have more touches.
No.
You need to have more touches. He's got to be more active on the ball. That's probably why he's not, getting the goals like he used to.
Like I said, he hasn't scored in almost 9 weeks.
Yep. And I think he's beyond overdue at this point.
He's beyond overdue. Come on. I just want to say his name and he may score. I'm sorry.
I agree on that. So.
I'm not going to play the Joe Henry theme song. But he got it scored. Come on. And I thought he was going to score. His face was on the poster for the previous of Ryan everybody that met today. His face was on the lineup card you see on Instagram. You know what I mean? I believed he would score.
Wait till the end of this video, and we'll show you. He'll be on the thing when we're talking about the game of where we can see it. But let's talk about the game of how we're going to pick it.
Okay.
All right. Still got a big lead over me, by the way. Needless to say, we don't pick the 2 games. We don't pick the playoff games. All that stuff. We both had Detroit last week,
and that didn't happen. That didn't work. We didn't pick up the playoff game with the women.
Yeah.
Great season, by the way. Let me say that. I echo your thought. Great season. They got in the playoff. They got hustled by a Cincinnati team
who lost to Minnesota Aurora. Shout out to them as they go.
And we thought they would crash out after playing on easy.
Actually, you did. Yeah. You thought they beat. You thought that you got it right. They beat Pittsburgh.
They beat Pittsburgh.
I thought Pittsburgh.
And now they're going on to the Final Four.
And they're hosting a national semifinal.
Cheers to you, Minnesota Fusion. But
speaking of cheers, you had
I was just waiting for everything to happen. So
I know we talked all this doom and gloom for about 25 minutes here, and we forgot the customary toast here.
Toast is a new game day. It's 60-40 talking.
This is Squirt.
Yes.
This is Squirt, by the way.
Our local version of Squirt.
Because I like in the what do you call it? The fireworks squirt in a way. I think it has a little.
Cheers.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I liken that to but this is the actual squirt, which is good. I need to go down to that Faygo factory one of these days.
One of these days. I don't know if they do tours there.
I don't know if they do, but I mean, they gotta have at least a store there. You know.
Right. Well, let's get back.
Let's get back
before we go
before we further go out of the segue here. All right, so must-win game for Detroit City.
You're right. I'm going to say 2-1. 2-1. I'm not going to predict Darren Smith may score a goal or he may score a goal. I'm going to say one of the backup players. Who knows? I'm not sure, but yeah. But like
not getting any goal scorers out anyway. And then I'm going back to. I go back to the adage is prove me something again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go win too. I am gonna go win because Hartford, I mean, other than what they've done in the Jägermeister Cup, has not really been all that good this season.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
In spite of fluxes here and there. I think the thing is, yeah, Detroit's got to bring the 12th man out, and I'm going to say this: they have to bring that 12th. Regardless, they're going to be singing for them, no matter what. But
it is kind of bizarre. You mentioned it. I'll mention it in 2 weeks when we get to the last Jägermeister Cup game. Teams that are not doing good in league play are doing wonderful.
Quite well in the Jägermeister Cup.
You're
Rhode
right.
Island and Hartford being two of them, especially in our division right now.
And Charles,
and mind you, the winner last year wasn't even thought of in the playoffs.
No.
Northern Colorado Hailstorm.
Who's now playing
R.I.P.
in
Now playing in Nice. I was going to say R.I.P.
And only Charlton, who is the top team in the league, they're on the outside looking in. Yeah. It's just like, it's kind of weird.
It's a different competition.
It's a different competition from league play to Cup play, and doesn't translate it. I'll mention that in 2 weeks.
So, but like I said, I mentioned that you said a win 2-1. I'm going to go 1-0.
Okay.
I'm not highly confident, but I am confident we can get off the schneid a little bit.
We have to get up.
We gotta get 3 points. The bottom line's getting 3 points.
Yeah.
And to keep pace up with the Indy 11s, the Rhode Islands,
everybody
else that is behind us, and not to mention North Carolina's pulling away a little bit.
Oh
right now. And they're going to be a tough opponent in a couple weeks.
It's going to be a very tough opponent.
Especially down in Cary, North Carolina.
Yeah, it's Cary, North Carolina, the Raleigh area. They love their TST. I know.
And they just got new grass on the field from what I hear.
I see. And in their home stadium?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Lately they get freshly thawed. Charlton, they'll get freshly thought for their game.
I'm pretty sure they take care of things down at Patriots Points. Let's just put it that way.
I know.
Somebody in the group mentioned something about going out and getting Ben Pyramid. It's like,
no,
you can't afford them right. You can't afford them right now.
No, Ben, I'm sorry, he can't afford them.
We can't afford them right now.
I'll say again, he's making the big bucks. Wait until the new.
And Charleston Battery's been in here a lot longer than we have.
30 years.
Yeah.
We have only
they know what they're doing.
We've only been here half the time.
Right.
Literally.
Exactly.
Or half the time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So should be a big game. We'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. But
all right.
But where can we see this game? Let's do this in 15 seconds.
Okay, game is on. CW Detroit 50 over the air on CBS Detroit.com online or mobile. And you can also do the game on ESPN Plus.
That's right. 7 o'clock Saturday night. Wheel Rule. John Krieger on the call. I almost said Ross Davenport. Ross Davenport was there on Saturday night for the Oakland game.
And by the way, the first prime time night home game of the season after playing almost all the 4 o'clock games.
Yep, and pretty much. And of course we got 2 and 6 days coming up. We're going to be previewing Pittsburgh coming up next week. But it's going to.
And we're trying to get friendly. We're doing the best we can to get friendly to respond to that mascot.
Well, I think we'll talk more. I got some connections.
We got some connections.
I got some connections. But we'll talk more about that next week. But other than that, right now it's just focusing in on Hartford. Got to get the 3 points this afternoon or this evening. See what happens. We'll talk to you more about that after hours, after the match as well. Hopefully, positive news from Keyworth this evening.
And we're going to be you and I are both going to be at Keyworth for after hours, right?
Absolutely. Okay. So hopefully some positive words to talk about. Right. We'll talk to you then. Until then, folks, keep your feet in the ground. Keep reaching for the galaxy.